Turn it up. You're listening to Live and Loud with the Lord, Nelson, that is.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you know who it is. It is yours truly, the big guy with the big show, the Lord Nelson, that is, for the podcast Live and Loud with the Lord on the CMS Network with 5 Royals Entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, you see I'm laughing already because this young man is a wild dude. We started off in a beautiful way, man, just having beautiful conversation and just laughing. And of course, as I always say, it's all love. But of course, before I get started, I've got to read a little something about him and big him up and give him his respect. If he doesn't mind, I will proceed. So, ladies and gentlemen, my next guest is an amazing musician and businessman. He is part of the Distilled Entertainment Artist Management and Tour Conglomerate and the heart and soul of the awesome band Toy Called God. I like that. You know, we got to figure out, you know, I'll ask about the name and stuff, but we're going to have to talk about that. So I'm very excited to chop it up with this young man about his contributions to Distilled Entertainment and the history and present status of Toy Called God. So without further ado, Live and Loud with the Lord presents to you Mr. Patrick Donovan, guitarist for the band Toy Called God.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, young man. I'm doing well, man. You know, it's world. Hey, thank you once again for being here. I'm honored to have you. Knowing that you know my man Double R, Relentless, Ryan Ross, that guy that's my dude, man. All
that
of those,
guy's a machine.
Oh, yo, all of the Vengeance, all that, they're my brothers, man. And I love those guys, man. I really do. And all their families. So, man, welcome your family to me also. So we're good to go, man. So
well, I thank you, fam. Good to be here. Honored to be on. Thank you for that. Let's get it. Let's see what we can get into.
Let's get into it. So my first question with everybody always is, where are you from, young man?
I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but I live in the Bay Area. I live in like 60 miles east of Oakland, but I'm from Pittsburgh. Let's get it real.
Man, do you see what's back there behind me, man?
I see you.
You see the Pittsburgh Steelers hat right there and there?
I see you.
I always tell people I like to bring out my Scully and my Terry Bradshaw jersey and all those things like that. The terrible towel. You know, I don't go crazy like Dallas Cowboy fans, but I love the Steelers, man. That's my team, man.
I played Little League baseball with Ty Law. I grew up in Aliquippa.
Really?
Yeah, I grew up in Aliquippa. It's a little town like 25 miles north of downtown. Where I grew up, it's a football factory, kid.
Yes.
Like, it's all about that.
Oh, man.
So Steelers, oh, you bet. I was wrapped in a terrible towel when they handed me off to moms. Like, I'm in the cult 100%, bro.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. Man, he just went to another level. I didn't think he could be there, but now he's on another level. It's crazy. Awesome, man. So what was the best thing about growing up in Pittsburgh then, man?
Oh, my gosh, dude. I mean, obviously there's the Steelers, but when I grew up, it was like all steel mills, blue collar, like everything you do is what you do. You earn everything and nothing's handed to you.
Right.
Blue collar as hell, grind it out. I I grew up in like a ghetto, like straight a ghetto.
Yeah.
My mom's worked her ass off to get us out of there. It was crazy, but yeah, it was cool. Pittsburgh's dope. The food is incredible. Like
Yeah.
if you go back, the food is lit.
So I asked some other guys I had. They were from Pittsburgh also. Have you been to Primanti, brother?
Of course I have.
How good is it, bro?
I mean, it's fire, bro. I mean, like you can't even mess around. You get that super thick Italian bread.
Yeah.
You get your pastrami, your cheese, and then you get the fries in the slaw, bro.
Awesome,
Let me tell you what.
Goodness,
oh, get out of town, kid. Get out of town.
Well, okay. Let's talk about the early years of Patrick Donovan.
All right, let's do that.
Did you come from a house filled with music? And if so, what did your parents play?
Okay, so like moms would be like doing chores and house cleanup or whatever on the weekend, and she had like an old JC Penney like stereo system with like some old school Panasonic thrusters, man. And she would have all kind of shit balling out of there. She'd have Pink Floyd balling out of there. She had Bob Seger balling out of there.
Oh my goodness.
She would have like crazy shit like Millie Jackson coming up out of there. She had a bunch of Motown coming up out of there. Like I heard it all, man.
Yes.
And so like, you know, a bunch of the Beatles, like all that bullshit. And then like coming up, you know, you're a kid, you're going to start listening to your own thing eventually, right? Of course. And one of the homies at school put me on the Motley Crue and Kiss, and like after that, it was over with. It was done. It was done, son. And then I saw Kiss at the amusement park, and I decided I wanted to be fucking Ace Frehley. And excuse my language, but like that was it. I was off and running. And so like my grandmother was a trained pianist. She studied with a Russian classical player. Awesome. And so like when I would go over there and she'd be babysitting or whatever, like she'd be banging out like boogie woogie tunes from like the 40s on that thing, just crushing the Glenn Miller, right?
Yes.
And so she'd have me over there, and at some point she just sat me down and started me playing the piano. And I was like probably 8 years old.
Yes.
And then like our school had like keyboard class and guitar class. And so then I was doing keyboard class and guitar class like 5 days a week, just on it, in it.
Right.
Probably did the guitar leap at 10, and I've been off and running ever since.
Look at this dude. And ladies and gentlemen, you know I always say that I love when my guests go into it and you don't even have to ask those questions, even though we're probably going to dig deeper. And he's answered so many questions just with that. It's an amazing thing, man. It's a beautiful thing.
I don't mean to run on, but I will.
Please, no. It's great. That's what we're here for. We're here to dig deeper into who you are and what you do, man. That's love. So that question was, when and why did guitar become your instrument of choice? So if you played those other instruments, why was guitar the one that screamed your name the most?
I don't know, man. It was partly the whole Kiss thing, partly that was the fixation. And then, you know, like all the rock music I ever heard, it was like before I actually ever got a guitar, it was me like pretending with a tennis racket I was playing a damn guitar, right? And so like when it finally came down to, you know, I had the option to switch, man, let me run through that wall, right? So like I got the first guitar, I was probably 10, maybe. And then it was a big old like semi-hollow body harmony thing. It was just terrible. I had a little gorilla.
It was acoustic?
No, it was like a hollow body electric. So like,
okay.
It looked like a Gibson 335 or something like that. Right? Oh, Chuck Berry as fuck.
I got you. Yeah.
And so like that, I had that deal in a little tiny shitty ass Gorilla amplifier that she bought. She bought that combo pair from a drum shop that was a couple doors from our house,
right,
or our apartment or whatever. And so like for the first couple of years I was doing, you know, all that open chord, just trying to figure it out stuff. You know, a couple of my friends would show me a couple AC/DC licks or whatever.
Yeah.
And then back then we didn't have YouTube to learn from. We didn't have the internet to learn from. So like the only way you were learning shit is if you bought a magazine that had tablature and you had to understand tablature,
right,
or you just dropped the needle on it and figure it out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a long, hard process back in the day, kid. Right? Like just over and over and over and over and over again. Well, now I can hear that fit pretty good.
Indeed. So growing up like that, was metal and rock and roll the genre that you were drawn to most of all, as like say a teen?
I mean, absolutely. Like, so I went from like Pink Floyd to like Motley Crue, and then like all that stuff. And then like after Motley, somebody put me on the Metallica, and it was a rap, dude. It was a rap. Gonzo. Like, we're all in. Give me all the Megadeth, all the Slayer, all the Overkill, all the Nuclear Assault, and I want fucking Anthrax. I want Pantera. I want it all.
You went all in,
right?
I love it.
And so then it's a matter of sitting down and learning how to play Cowboys from Hell when it came out, right? Yes, sitting down and learning how to play like the new Metallica record every time one comes out,
right?
Back then it was all, like I said, it was all old school, so you had to just repeat, play, and just figure it all out piece by piece.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's saying old school. I know he's much younger than me. He's just a youngster, but
oh,
but he has it though. He's there.
You're adorable. But, I'm like 50. I'm not like young.
Yeah, you're younger than me. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. You're still a baby. You're still a baby, man.
50 is still a baby. I love it.
Listen. I know I'm super handsome. I get it, but you know what I'm saying.
I mean, it don't crack. That's all I'm gonna say. It don't crack, right? Like, crackers crack. We get wrinkles and shit.
Dude. So what was the first song that you learned that you could play all the way through on guitar?
I mean, the first song all the way through on the guitar, like a rock pop song?
Yeah. Whatever one it was.
Oh, damn. I would say Time by Pink Floyd.
Okay. Yeah. Woo-wee.
Because David Gilmour's a bad dude.
Man,
he doesn't have to play a whole bunch of notes, but them ones he plays, man.
Hey, what is it? Sometimes less is more,
Less is more.
Yeah. Awesome. So what was the first band you were in?
Oh, man. So there was this, I had some homies that I used to run around with in high school or whatever.
Yeah.
And we put together, like, we would go out to this one chick's house and we would set up our shit and try to play. And we were calling that like audio violence or something ridiculous like that. It was just terrible, dude.
No, I kind of like
it. So my one dude was playing like an Explorer or an Epiphone Explorer V or something. Mm-hmm. And I had this shitty Series 10 guitar. And then we had a drummer who had like all his shells were all just different shit that people gave him or whatever.
Right.
It was just garbage as fuck. And we were terrible, but like we were trying.
Of course.
And then after that, the first band I gigged with was a band called Invasion. And we spelled Invasion with a Z because we were cool.
Of course.
and so if you ever seen the movie Kingpin, right?
Yes.
There's the scene where Woody loses his hand bowling against the priest when they come down out of the orange brick building.
Right.
And so that brick building has the bar that I played my first show with.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
There it is. And so that was it, man. Like, I started there. I did that first show there at probably 17.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing shows ever since. Like, just...
Hey, your music, man. Music is you, my brother. It's a beautiful
thing, man. Like, for me, like where I grew up, you had several options of how things were going to go for you. You could be a football player.
Right.
It wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to work out for me. I was, not nearly athletically talented enough compared to the kids around me.
Got you.
The Ty Laws of the world, if you will.
Right.
That guy's super talented. Mad respect to that dude. But I was never going to get it that way. Mm-hmm. Right. But what I did have a keen understanding of was the way that sound worked, right, with itself.
Right.
And how to right, feel that pulse, right?
Yeah,
if you can feel the pulse, you're halfway home. And so I don't know, it just came to me. Like, it's not like I'm some super great, like, prodigy or any bullshit like that, but like, I can feel it. And if I can feel it, someone else can feel it.
100%.
And that's half the battle. If I get you snapping your head or bobbing your head and snapping your finger, I fucking got you, man. You're mine. Right?
Man,
that's legit and real.
I love that. If you're able to feel that, not everybody's on beat. Not everybody gets in that pocket. Not everybody feels the same. And I can tell that you feel the music, and that's very important. And listening to you play, I can tell you feel the music. Amazing.
You got to feel it.
Hey, I want to say some amazing solos, brother. I mean, I was just like,
appreciate you.
Hey, I'm telling you, no doubt, because I've been around some great ones. And here, let me say this: your Rich Wards, your Mike Martins, Zoli, even though he plays a certain thing for Ectomorph, and listen, Dank Man, listen, all of these guys that I've been around, Big Steve, and I can keep going on, Nick Mihan, I'm going to have him in a few days. All of these guys, you hear all the big guys doing stuff, and then you really realize, man, there's a lot of talented people that just might not be on that level. And I'm just like, God, dog, man, it's a vibe to it. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Real shit, I'm never going to be like Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, or Ingrid Malmsteen. Like, that's never been my goal. That's not me. But if I can make your ass go like this right now.
Yes, it's the groove. It's the groove.
And if I got that, I don't need none of the rest of it. The rest will take care of it fucking self. Right? All I got to do is write the hook. Give me the hook, baby. Give me the fucking hook.
Awesome, man. But I just want to let you know, man.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're a talented dude, man. I love it, man. Just listening to it. I really loved it. So let's talk about Toy Called God.
Okay.
What's the genesis of Toy Called God? And I usually don't like to ask about the names. I'm just like, yo, people always ask about the names, but this name I gotta ask about. I want to know about this name.
So it's several fold, right? So like all the time in our world, especially like right now, world events, this is like clutch as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to tell everybody how to live, what's right, what's wrong,
right,
what to follow, what not to follow, where you can live if you follow this religion, or where you can live if you follow that religion. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. World events.
Indeed.
But they use their toy called God, their toy called Allah, their toy called whatever.
Okay.
To tell people how to live their lives, what morality is or should be. And really, it's all the same. They're all man-made constructs. It's all bullshit. Just be a good person and stop being assholes to each other.
Right.
Like,
listen,
real.
Yeah.
So, like, I was reading, like, way back in the day, they had me in the big brainy nerdy kid classes at school.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was reading letters from Dostoevsky for some fucking assignment for some English teacher somewhere.
Right.
And that expression, Toy Called God, was in his text. And I was like, God damn, that'd be a great band name someday. Right?
Yeah.
And so it just stuck around in my brain. And then, like, I always related to it, like I said, with what I just said, right? It's always some asshole trying to tell other assholes how to live with their toy called God. Simple.
Great.
And that's what what it's about.
No, I'm glad you explained that and defined that for me, because I was wondering. And I was like, don't go looking for it. Wait for him to really explain that. And I get you. Now, me being a person of my father's a bishop, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, or pastor, first lady. I mean, I got so much family that's within the church and doing things. But I always kind of know that my father, because he went to school for it. He's I'm a military kid. He was in the military for many years. And then, he went to, I'm trying to think of what it's called again. Not the
theology.
He went to theology school, and so did my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. So, they went in there and they learned. But my father has always been like, a no nonsense kind of guy. He's not trying to force anything on anybody.
Right.
He's just like, hey, this is where I am. This is what it is. This is what I've learned. And, whether it being Muslim or Christian or whatever it is, he can speak well about it. Just like my brother-in-law and sister-in-law can also. But yeah, man, no, that was great right there. I appreciate you defining that and explaining that for me. I love knowledge like that. So I thank you for that, man. That was very interesting.
Well, so I'm not going to, throw I could, but I don't care what anyone, but
yeah,
I don't care what anyone believes.
Yeah.
Just keep that shit to yourself and don't force it on anyone else.
Right?
Like, I mean, if you want to be Christian, be Christian. If you want to believe in fucking Thor, believe in Thor. If you're a Muslim, be a Muslim. If you're Jewish, be Jewish, right? Do your thing, whatever your thing is, Buddhism, Hinduism, I don't even give a fuck.
Right.
I'm gonna do my thing, whatever that is, right? For those who haven't figured it out, hardcore atheists. But like whatever your thing is, be that, do that. But don't force it on anyone else, dude.
I got you. No, I hear you, man. No, I hear you 100%, man. I know what I believe and I know what I love, and yes, and that's me. And I do. And that's where my family core is, and I know where we are, and that's what I do. So yeah, man, I hear you. And once again, you are you. This is your life. You know, live your life as you see fit. I'll always live by that, man. It's your life. I might say something that I believe is a great thing, but I'll always say, like, it's just my suggestion, but you live however you want to live, because I can't live your life for you. You know, I can't do it. So enjoy
the only one that's the only one that's got to sleep at night is you.
That's right. That's right.
Right? Like, as long as you can sleep with whatever you got going on, great. Do your thing, right? Just don't cause harm to anyone. Don't out there be an asshole and doing asshole shit like murdering people, raping people, killing people, whatever. But like the rest of it, man, just live and let live. I don't give a fuck who somebody loves. I don't care what you want to do religion-wise. I don't care about any of that. Just do you. But don't force that shit on me.
Just do you. I want to, like, I'll say this. Relentless and Hell B, John, you know, when Relentless told me about, when I had him on the show, he was saying, like, we just need better human beings in this world. And I was
for real.
Like, I really use that so much now, because that was really, it meant so much to me, because it's kind of like, I believe that so much that we just need better people in this world. And I was just like, and I'll always, you know, reference him every time, but man, it was just a great thing when he told me, you know, it was like an epiphany to me, but it's how I live my life anyway, but it was beautiful to me. So I thank he and John, you know, for saying that, man. It was a beautiful thing, man. Yeah.
I mean, that's true, right? We need more love and we need more people being better to each other. Humans, sadly, are scum.
Right.
It is what it is, right? Like, I mean, as far as creatures on the earth go, humans are garbage. Like, just absolute trash.
Well, you know what the Lord Nelson quote is? The world is not crazy. It's just the people in it. The world is going to do what it's been doing forever. It's the people in the world that are crazy.
6 billion years, man. It's been here longer than we have.
Yes, indeed, man. So that's bananas, man. So
we've been here 250K and we're all assholes.
Yes, indeed. Well, let me ask you this. So speaking of that, looking at like the music and the imagery for it, you know, so how important is the imagery for like the songs and things like that? Because the imagery is really like, it hits you. It's like, pow, it's in your face. It's like, ooh. So
I mean, so we're trying to send a message, right? I'm trying to get your attention. That's the only way you're going to make stuff sell, right? You got to get people's attention. Sometimes you can hit them in the face with a pillow, and sometimes you can hit them in the face with a sledgehammer, right? You're going to affect results either way. It's what results are you trying to affect, right? Yeah. If I put a goat-headed dude on the cover of my record, there's a kid somewhere that's 12 years old that's going to go, that's rad. I'm buying that. Right? It's kind of like Ghost, right? Like Ghost has completely satanic imagery, but they sound like ABBA with like a bad crack habit.
Right.
I love Ghost. I do. I love Ghost, right?
Yeah.
But it's pop music, right? With satanic imagery. It's super amazing. Love it. Right. Kind of the same thing. I'm not out here writing death metal. I ain't even trying to pretend.
Right.
Like I'm trying to write hooks because that's what I do. I want singers that sing. I want to write hooks. I want to get people going like this.
Yeah.
So I can take $20 out of their pocket 15 minutes later. Right. Because that's the game. That's the game, dude. Make them go like this and then take their money.
Ladies and gentlemen, Patrick is keeping it real and true to the game, baby. I know a good friend of mine, Stony Love, Artie Joyner. He's the lead singer of band Star Dog, and I'm forgetting the other one that he's in now. And I apologize, guys, but he loves Ghost. He really loves Ghost, man, and he's into it. So you good?
No, yeah, I'm good. I have company.
No, it's all love. It's all love. It's all. And listen, it's all a part of it. It's all beautiful.
Mrs. Donovan's back here cruising through. Let's all say hi to Mrs. Donovan. Hey!
Hello, Mrs. Donovan. How you doing? Indeed, man. No, so it's all love, man. So I feel you on that. Well, how would you describe your sound?
So like it's been compared, like people always call it something else. Oh, this reminds me of Guns N' Roses. That reminds me of Stone Temple Pilots. This reminds me of Soundgarden.
Right.
Man, it's just hard rock, heavy metal music.
Okay.
Like I don't try to get wrapped up in what it is. Like I'll let other people talk about all that. I'm just trying to like get it out there.
Yeah.
I'll let other people just determine if it's good, bad, or trash or whatever.
Right.
I'm just trying to get it out there. And if one person, even one, hears it and goes, damn, I totally feel that, dude, then I did it right.
I got you. Yeah, I was just going to say that I hear elements of, classic rock, metal, rock and roll. I hear it in there. It's just beautiful to me. Because it's what I grew up on. So it's just like, man, I enjoy it. I love it. I love it. I mean, on the real. So like, wait, I'm sorry.
So like to me, it's just all the things I listened to growing up.
Right.
100%.
100%.
There's a little thrash, there's a little hard rock, there's a little arena rock. Mm-hmm. There's like some old school psychedelic, old school Sabbathy sound and stuff in there. Yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of everything. So like, if you like commercial hard rock stations in your hometown, you would love my band. If not, you're probably not going to like it very much.
Well, let's dig a little deeper, man.
Okay.
So you've had a few lineup changes, and from what I've reading. So why in the hell do you think it's so hard to keep a band together with those players? What in your opinion?
So keeping it 100 as 100
Let's do it. That's right? What we got to do.
Life is a thing, right?
Yeah.
And so sometimes in life, like over the course of time, things happen. People grow up, they get married, they have kids, they get mortgages, they get life.
Right.
Right. And sometimes it's that stuff. Sometimes it's literally just life stuff. Like a singer joins your band at 21, and by the time he's 27, he's got a whole different set of circumstances around him, right?
Right.
And so sometimes that affects change. Sometimes change is because I suck as a person. I'm terrible. I'm mean. I'm hard to work with. I'm kind of a pain in the fucking ass. Okay. Sometimes it's other people suck.
Right.
And then I have to relieve them of their duties and send their happy asses down the road or bury them in the fucking desert outside of Las Vegas. I'm just saying, dude. Sometimes
I'm glad you're keeping it real, man.
Sometimes you gotta drop a motherfucker off in the desert.
I'm seeing Casino. I am so super visual. People always wonder why I laugh so hard at shit, because I see everything you're saying. So when I see it, it's hilarious to me.
Trying to paint the picture, right? Like me out there with a shovel out back of the RV just digging like a motherfucker. Right?
I see it, yo.
Like, give me a fucking hair tie, because I'm about to get some blisters digging this hole.
Hey, man, you just keeping it real, and you say it like my brother Mike Barton. Mike Barton said that, and I don't know if he got it from somewhere else, but the best laid plans are always fucked up by life. Life will change that. And so that's just goes back to what you were saying, man. It's just real.
Life is a crazy thing, man, and it changes all the time. But one thing I do know, man, is if you want to change the lineup in your band, release a record. Fucking done.
Right.
I ain't even lying.
Oh my God.
And the other part of it is some dudes are built for this life and some dudes aren't, right?
Right.
Like you have to want to be part gypsy to want to do this, right? Because you're trying to get out and go around all the time, right?
Definitely.
And there's a lot of dudes that think they're about that shit until you get them on the road for 6 weeks, and then it's all, this or that or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't know if this is for you, Brett.
Well, I know that first tour that I went on was with Relent and Vengeance. They were there, and that dude's a grinder. That was an experience for me though, because I was just like, man, I was just in taking it all and seeing things, and being on that bus with all these dudes, and
he will wake you up.
Yeah, people smelling like ass and feet and all kinds of things. It was different for me. But I had a
man.
great time because I love seeing things. I'm a person who likes to see things. I'm a watcher of things. And Relent and all the guys, man, we just had a great time every single day. And then we're
Well, it's
going
an
on the
adventure.
same day. Yeah, man, listen, we had a ball. Those guys are so great to me. And I just looked at them and I looked at their hustle and their grind. And I was just like, I'm amazed at you guys and I love it. I love what they were doing. And you know, and still to this day, he is who he is. And I could big him up all day long, man. I love him. I love his family. He's a part of me too. So anyway, man, it's love, man. Yeah.
That's my homie, man.
Yeah.
I'd fucking run through a wall for that dude.
Of course, man. So where do you stand now in your search of a vocalist and drummer? We didn't get to it. Where are you?
Well, so
update.
Breaking news. I have all the parts.
Oh, awesome.
14 songs written.
Uh-huh.
The gentlemen are presently working up the tunes so we can go to the studio.
Awesome.
We'll probably be in the studio either December or January.
Okay.
So we'll have New Toy Called God coming in 2024.
Awesome. I know it's going to be a thing, man.
Yes. Done. Like, I got the tunes already. We're ready to go.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So, Distilled Entertainment.
Oh, man.
First of all,
that's a whole different story.
Yeah, then we're going to move into that. First of all, how did you and Double R link up, man?
Well, so I know Slim, who you know from Vengeance, right?
No, Vengeance. Slim. You said Slim. Yes, indeed.
Uh-huh. Slim, the bass player.
Slim. I got you. Slim. I don't know. I was thinking name. Slim, of course. Yeah. Slim's so cool.
That fool was here today.
Yeah.
No, for real. Like, he lives close. But so I knew Slim, and you know, he was always telling me, you know, this, that, and the other about Ryan or whatever.
Right.
And at some point, I decided that I wanted to, you know, next level Toy Called God, because, you know, we'd been doing it independent. We'd won Project Independent. We did a nationwide tour with those dudes.
Right.
And so that was all super rad. But after that, I'm like, well, now it's time to do Bions, because we're about to come out with this new record and we got to support date that. And I'm trying to keep it growing, right? Always trying to keep it growing. And so he's like, well, you just need to talk to Ryan, dude. And so Ryan and I started talking. Ryan started representing TCG.
Mm-hmm.
He put us out on the road with Smile Empty Soul and another band who I'm not going to name because, anyway. And so, you know, like, Ryan, over the course of time, watches me grind and understands how I roll. He gets, you know, who I am or whatever. Right. And he's like, bro, you work hard.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just come work with us?
Right.
And I'm like, sick.
Yeah.
Do I get a discount? No, but all jokes aside, right?
Uh-huh.
It just fit, and him and I get along real good. And you know, like I know the drill. I've been doing this a long time, right?
Right.
And so, since I know the drill and I know what my expectations are, it's not like he's breaking a whole bunch of new ground teaching me or showing me stuff. It's just, hey, bro, this is what we got. Go find some bands. We'll sign them, whatever. And that's off and running, man.
Indeed. So you guys just have a good relationship. That's love, man. Because, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, because you both are truly passionate about music. So what itch does being a part of Distilled Entertainment scratch for you?
I mean, so like, I don't know if you've ever seen those Petey Harris posts that I put up where I'm like heckling the fuck out of bands or promoters for doing corny bullshit. But so it's partly that, like, it's partly like, okay, I've been doing this a long ass time.
Right.
How can I help people who are trying to do their first band or even the same band they've been in for 20 years or whatever? How can I help these people get to the next place instead of being terminally local and stuck in their own fucking town? Right. Because how many times have you been out and you see a band and you're like, that band could be really good. They should be doing more. Or how many times have you been to the corner and been like, oh, hell no, dude, you need some help.
Yes.
Right. Either way, all of that. Right. Like, man. And then, okay, well, if I'm going to do that, let's get paid for it because time and experience is worth something.
Yes, sir.
Right.
100%.
And so it's all that stuff, right? So like the itch and scratches, like when one of my bands goes on tour,
Mhm.
and they get to have that bucket list adventure bullshit like that we are
Yeah.
all chasing,
Right.
right? Have the adventure, live the dream, like and not make certain mistakes that I made along the way learning.
Right.
Dude, how do you not want to do that?
Indeed. No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. You
And
guys have
so
a.
and
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
and so for me, it's just that, man. It's
Yeah.
paying it forward, right? Because I didn't have a bunch of dudes telling me how to do it. There's no manual for
Right.
this bullshit. It's
Right.
just like
Right.
figure it out, sink or swim.
Oh, well, you guys have a wealth of information, man, that could definitely help people, man, and that is a good thing. So you guys have a large roster of great bands. How hard is it giving each of them the time they deserve without losing sight of your own band's aspirations?
I mean, so that's a challenge, right? Just like everything, there has to be, moderation. Like
Right.
if you have 10 bands, right, you got to make sure that you're covering all those dudes and making sure all their needs are fulfilled.
Indeed.
So obviously you're going to have some wins and some losses.
Mhm.
Obviously, not every band is created equal, and so you have to start in a different place with each band and tailor it according to that.
Right.
And so it's just a feeling out process. Once you feel them out, then you can kind of figure out how you can help, where you can help, what they're trying to do versus what we can offer them.
Mhm.
And then, as far as mine goes, it's just the only thing holding me up is personnel and my own bullshit, man.
Well, if you know it
Really.
already, then it's really not an issue. You know what it is. If you
Dude.
already acknowledge what the issue is, you're good to go.
Like I have no illusions about who I am or who I'm not, right?
Mhm.
Like, so if that's the case, I do a lot of self-reflection because
Right.
like that's the only way I'm going to grow.
Got you.
You have to seek out discomfort if you want to go forward. Like if you're comfortable, you're never going to go forward because you're fucking comfortable.
Right, indeed.
So make yourself uncomfortable. Figure out how to make yourself uncomfortable, and then figure out what you can do to fix it or to drive it forward.
Real talk, my brother. Real talk. Yeah, yeah. So what is the most satisfying and also the hardest part of managing a band to you?
To me, the hardest part is getting everybody rowing in the same direction. Because everybody, has ideas, thoughts, and that's all valuable feedback, and everybody wants to feel included. And so you have to accommodate for that.
Right.
The most satisfying part is when they win, when they go out on tour and they come back and, money in pocket, right?
Yes.
Like they did it, they killed it on the stage and they killed it at the table. That's my dream.
Yeah.
Because the more bands that succeed, the more bands we can sign, the more bands we can sign, the more offers we can take, the more offers we can take, the more offers we're going to get. And that'll fatten up the agency and it'll grow.
Yes.
And then we'll get even better offers to do even bigger shit. And so it's a self-fulfilling kind of thing.
Yeah, indeed. No.
And I'm all about helping Ryan grow it because Ryan's helped me grow my shit. So
indeed, that's my guy, man. One love to him. So
cycle. It's a cycle.
It's a cycle. Life runs in cycle. Do his own. It's like, yes, indeed. Well, Northern California.
Love it.
Southern California.
It's all right.
What area do you feel has been more influential in music?
Ooh, that's a tough call.
Yeah, Listen, as I'm listening to your music and stuff, I'm thinking about certain questions I want to ask, and that just popped in my head. I was just like, I want to ask that question.
All right, so all the homies that I have that live here in the Bay Area would be like, Bay Area, fuck yeah, fuck everybody, Bay Area. Right? But then there's, okay, so Bay Area. If we're talking about the Bay Area, then you got to talk about everybody from the 50s and the 60s and the Jerry Garcias and that all the way through the Journeys and then past the Journeys into the thrash age. And then, all this new Bay Area metal, Bay Area death metal that's coming out now. It's all just crushing. The Bay Area is awesome. I love it here. The reason I came here was the music scene, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, LA's got all the labels, bunch of as many famous venues as the Bay, and some of the ones there are actually still fucking open, unlike here.
Right.
And then the bands, dude, like the rosters of bands that come out of here or LA. Oh, dude, how can you even pick? Because while they may be different styles, they're both equally important to the growth of music, metal, hard rock, etc.
Yeah. So both have been equally influential, you would say.
Oh, for me, yeah. You know, I love me some thrash. I ain't even gonna lie, love it. But at the same time, I love some hair rock, dude. I can't even lie. Like, I love me some hair rock, bro. I love Poison, the Bullet Boys, all that bullshit. Fucking rad, right?
Yeah.
Big guitar hooks, big singing, big hairspray. Like, bring it on. I'm about it.
Yeah. My brother Matt Hartnett, he's got his show. He's a big thrash guy also, and he's out. He's in Cali also, and just great guy. All the guys on this network, CMS Network, are amazing. Chris and Seth and all the guys, man, they're just real dope guys. But what do you know about Aftermath? Do you know anything about Aftermath? Thrash band Aftermath out of Chicago?
I do not know that band, but I'm gonna go find out.
You gotta listen to Aftermath.
Find out.
That's my boy. I had Charlie on here a couple of times, and he is a wild dude. But Aftermath,
I got my pen out and I'm writing it down.
Yeah, you got to write Aftermath, man, because they were out before. You know, they sued Dr. Dre because Dr. Dre, you know, his label is called Aftermath. So,
crazy.
Oh yeah. So the story that when he tells me that story, which is unbelievable story when he talks about that, Charlie is an amazing guy, and I can't wait till I get up to Chicago to hang out with him. And you know, he and his band, man, because you know, listen, great music. I enjoy it. Once again, Aftermath. I know I kind of went off on a tangent when you talk about thrash metal, but listen, Aftermath, great band, indeed.
There's so much great thrash music. Yeah, Holy smokes. We could just do a whole show just about thrash music. Like West Coast, East Coast, like European, like there's all kind of different flavors. But dude, I love all that shit.
It's out there, man. I just love music, as I tell everybody, I'm not a genre snob. If it's hot, it's hot. That's just what I like.
If it's lit, it's lit.
That's what it is, man. I can't help it. I tell people that my you know, listening pleasures is vast. And as I always tell people, I'll tell it every show we get to talking about it. People, you know, my family, they're just like, man, goodness, my kids and my wife are like, man, what is going on with you, man? I was just like, that's how I grew up. I listened to everything. You know, I'm a military kid, so I had people from everywhere with different cultures, different this and that and that. And I, you know, from country to rock to R&B to hip hop to classical music, man, I've listened to it all, man. And so I just love music. So, you know, it makes me feel
I'm good. Right with that.
Yeah, indeed.
I'm right with that.
Well,
I like it all.
Yeah, indeed. So where do you think the state of music is right now, where social media has become our drug of choice?
I mean, so like society as a whole has a fast food mentality for everything.
Yes, sir.
Especially here in the consumer states of America. Right? All we do is just consume. We're like freaking locusts, right?
Right.
And the attention span is short. It is super short. And so if that's the case, you know, don't write me an 8-minute song in a 3-minute world. Right? Like real talk, dude.
Those days are gone,
right? The days of the FM radio, drop the needle on a side for, 23 minutes. Nah, I'm good.
Right.
I mean, I love progressive music and all that, but yeah, let's keep it 100 as fuck. That's going to be a small niche market in today's society, right?
Wow.
Today, everybody wants it right now, right? Yeah. You got 3 minutes or less to get my attention. And if I'm scouting bands, you probably even have less time than that. I know instantly, right?
That's wild. Right.
From like I'm scouting bands all the time, dude.
Yeah.
Right. So if that's the case, man, you got about a minute to get to the hook.
Right. No, that's just listen. That is the honest truth, and even just looking at my children and I listen to everything. I listen to their music when we're riding or whatever. Now, when I get by myself or we're traveling, I'm going to listen to my old school favorites and stuff like that because I'm driving and we have a rule. If you're driving,
driver controls the radio,
and that's it. So I'm just like, man, and I'm telling you, like, you guys have your AirPods and listen, if my grandson is with us, he can watch TV on the thing and it's still not mess with me, me with what I'm doing. And I love it. So I just enjoy my music and do what I do. Now, when we're together, I mean, we can listen to their stuff. I get into it. I'm not hating on it, but you're right. They have shown me like they'll want to go through like, I don't like that song. Let's go to that. But no, I want to like listen to everything, and they're like, no, they're like, I'm not feeling that one. I was like, but I might feel it. They're like, nah, we're good. We're going to go to this one right here. I'm just like, God, dog, man, y'all are so wild now. But that's what it is.
Dude,
Microwave age.
Consumerism is a thing. It's a microwave age. They
Yes,
all
indeed.
wanted it in the time that you could get a cheeseburger. Right?
But that's the beautiful thing about, I don't know how much you've been over in touring in Europe and stuff, and I know Ryan, can actually, let you know, or if you've been over there, but they just appreciate the music. They don't appreciate it here, but they just love it there in a different way.
They do love it in a different way, but they have a different MTV. They have a different culture.
Right.
They have an established way of doing things over there that they've stuck with.
Right.
Over here, MTV took over and just microwaved everything. Right.
Indeed.
So, I mean, that's part of it. And then the other part of it is it's brought to them differently, right? Mm-hmm. Conveyed to them differently. Kind of like you said about being a service child, right? Mm-hmm. You've been around all kind of different places, so you got all kind of different influences. Well, over there, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah,
it's a more diverse world, and so you get more influences, a bigger, wider stream. Whereas over here, you're listening to what all your friends are listening to.
Right.
100 as fuck. When you're growing up, you're listening to what all your little homies are listening to.
That is really true, man. Yeah.
Because you don't want to stand out, or you're afraid of being different, or whatever. Right? Like over here, mob rules.
Yeah, man. That's great. And you would think that it'd be different. This America, everything's supposed to be, right? Yeah.
You would think so.
But it's not. But it's definitely not. So if you could snap your finger like Thanos, what would you change about the music industry to make it better?
What would I change about the music industry to make it better if I was Thanos?
How?
I would eliminate Billy Corgan.
Why would you do that? Hold on. Come on, man. You talking about a talent, man. You don't like the Smashing Pumpkins?
He's whiny.
Come on, man.
Them and REM just like gone.
Really?
Like right now. Wouldn't even miss a beat. Plop, plop,
gone.
Oh
my goodness, man.
No, I'll just
Patrick, come on now. Come on. You fucking with me, man. Stop playing.
No,
man. Come on.
For real. That would be the third snap would be REM. The second snap would be Billy Corgan. But if I really wanted to change the game, I would take away the technology. I would send it back to an era where right before the MP3 destroyed everything.
Oh, real talk, man. Wow.
Because streaming has changed the business in such a way that it is now a merchandising business as opposed to a music making business.
Yes.
Right. So if you were really going to Thanos some shit and Thanos snaps his fingers so that everyone else can, move forward, that's what I would do. I would eliminate the stream and the MP3.
Wow, man. Now you listen. I love that answer because you just said you said something. Even though I'm laughing at the Billy Corgan, it's Smashing Pumpkins and REM. Come on, man. Now the music is just playing in my head, man. You don't think that's great music, man?
I can't even stand him. I just want to choke him out.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it about it that bothers you?
He's whiny. Like the band is great. Like the music itself is fine. I don't need I'm good with the music.
Yeah.
He just opens his mouth and I just want to squeeze his windpipe.
That's awesome. No, I love your honesty, man. That's what it's about, man. That's beautiful because everybody doesn't like everything. I would always tell my son, I was like, this is the music business.
I can't like it all, man.
Yeah, everybody's not going to like your shit. Everybody's not going to think your music's a hit. It's just what it is. We all have feelings about what we like and what we don't like. But that's funny, though, because I like both of them. I love REM, too, man. This is
wine. I can't even do it. Like, just, nah.
Holy catastrophe, man. That's awesome, man. No, once again, I appreciate your honesty. So let me ask you this question. We get close to the end, but let me ask you this. Why should the masses, and I'm talking about everybody, why should they fuck with Toy Called God? Why should they do it? Why should they listen to you guys? Why should they come to your shows? I want you to talk that shit about who you are too. I want to hear.
Why shouldn't they? Importantly, right? If you're tired of listening to the same old shit you've been listening to for 30 years and you want to hear something new, streamer buy my record. If you want a song that you can sing and feel and that like actually has real words with real stories that come from moments that people have lived, buy my record.
Real talk.
If you want to listen to some bubblegum bullshit, don't buy my record.
Yeah,
because it'd be lost on you anyway. If it's about supporting the next generation of artists, buy my record. If it's about listening to the same bullshit you've been listening to for 35 years, I'm looking at you, Judas Priest. Don't buy my record. Like, for real, like, it's about showing new artists love, buy my shit. Right. If it's not, whatever. Someone will buy it somewhere and they'll like it.
I got you, man. Respect to it, man. So, what about, you know what I'm asking you? I didn't ask you this. So far in your career, what has been the best show you've done? What's been the best one?
Man, that's a tough call.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, I could easily say it was with this artist in that city or with this and that and the other. But really, the best one is the first time I saw somebody sing my words back to me. That's the best one.
That is
the best
awesome.
one is the best one is the next one where I see someone sing my words back to me.
I am in full agreement with you. I know that my best one we did I'll say it all the time. We Bacon and Eggs Festival in Germany. We came on right before Good Charlotte, and we tore that fucking place down. And people said,
right,
you guys saved this festival. And I was just like, wow. And I'm talking about all these other big bands were there, and it was raining, but it had rained some, but it was cool. I didn't want to get off the stage. I did not want to leave that fucking stage. It was that amazing. Everything was beautiful. And I could talk about that shit forever, but I'm telling you, it was that beautiful. I did not want to leave that stage. And so Good Charlotte. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. The whole thing is about that 40 minutes or that half hour or whatever your set length is, right?
Yeah, Good Charlotte asked us to play like an extra 10 minutes. We played like maybe 15, 20, and because we had the crowd. So, man, they were gone. They were so into what we were doing. And then when Good Charlotte came on, because we had them saying Helga. The story, quick story. So there was this girl, young lady coming in front of the crowd. You know how sometimes people are just walking, they're going. So she's walking in front, and Rich was like, where are you going? You know, what are you doing? Asking her like that. And she was like, oh, shit. You know, somebody act not right, just like that. And so she sped up, right? He's like, what's your name? And then she was like, I'm out of here. And then everybody said, that's Helga. So all of a sudden, Rich was like, Helga. So we started talking and going in like that. And it was beautiful. Exactly. So the whole crowd is like, it was like 10,000 people just Helga. And I was just like, this shit is fucking amazing. And then he was like, that has to be the oldest, woman's name or whatever like that. And so everybody's laughing. And then he said, the only thing worse than that is having that name Edna in the United States. And I said, that's fucked up, man. That's my mom's name. And so the whole crowd said, Edna. Yeah, and it was just going by that. And he looked at me, right? That's not my mom's name. But I just was, we just fed into it. And it was just the most, anyway, I'm sorry, man. It was just the most beautiful time.
No, you're good.
I enjoyed that so much. I will never forget that. But when you say to have people sing your lyrics and do that shit is amazing.
That's the best drug on earth, right there.
Thank you. I tell people music is my drug, man.
No one will understand that until it happens to them. But the second you look out there and you got them on the hook and they're all swaying with you and they sing that chorus back to you like they wrote that shit.
100%.
Dude, that's it. That is it.
Patrick, man, I'm telling you, man. You gave me chills, man, goosebumps, man, just thinking about that and just seeing that. Because once again, I saw it, singing Open Season, singing Metal is Dead, singing all those songs, all the old catalog from Stuck Mojo, just having a ball when I was out there. And even my new shit, when I went to Paris and Spain with when I was with Lies, Lord Knows featuring Lies, they knew my fucking music, man. The Europeans, they knew it. And it hadn't been out that long, but they knew it. And I was like, that shit is so fucking crazy. And that shit is love. Thank you guys so much, man. I'm telling you, man, it's just a good feeling, man. It's a great feeling. Not good. It's a great feeling.
There's nothing like it. You can't replicate it. You can't buy it. You can try.
Yeah.
You can try.
Right.
But there's nothing like that. Jumping out of a plane won't get you that. Right. None of it. Because it's not the same thing.
Right, indeed.
Jumping out of the plane is pure adrenaline, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That shit on stage is adrenaline plus dopamine plus emotion, all of it, right?
All of it.
You can't get that anywhere else.
Yeah.
I've tried.
Yeah. I got you, man. I got you.
It's that's what it is, man. It's about that shit.
And I just know that I have lifelong friends, and I always say they're more than friends, brothers and sisters to me from around this world now, thanks to music. It's
right.
You know, Relent, that's my brother for life, thanks to music. You know, every one of those, thank all of them, man. Slim, all of the guys, man. Father, Flatline, I won't forget none of them, John, all of them, thanks to music. And there's still so many people that I stay in touch with because that's just who I am. I'm that kind of person. You know, yeah, I have an ego. Yeah, I think I'm the greatest fucking person in the world, but I'm still humble about who I am because I have love for everybody. And I always say that, you know, I love everybody or everybody loves me. I see you either love me or you love to hate me, but you love me, and that's all I need. I'm good to go. So,
right.
You know, I'm not worried about none of the other bullshit. Miss me with it. I'm good to go, man. But anyway, but you know, listen, man, I get to talk it all, but this is all about you, my brother, man. And I just want you to know you are welcome anytime when you guys are going to release this new project. Just please come back and let's talk about it and let's vibe with it because you have a definite vibe with you and what you're doing. And I love what you're doing, man. Just like I love, you know, my boys, man. You know, I love what you guys are doing and just continue success in all that you do and in business wise and music wise, you know.
Well, I appreciate you and I thank you. Obviously, Heartache or Homicide by Toy Called God's going to be out in 2024. That's what we're going to call the new joint.
Heartache or Homicide. I love it.
That's going to be the album. And then we got, you know, we're going to do like 10 or 11 songs. We're going to release all singles and then release the whole thing at the end.
Right.
So that's coming. And then we also got that Dead End Creek thing that you and me jumped on for somebody else, right?
Whatever it is, you know, I love it. Whatever, you know, I'm good.
It's love, baby. It's love. So when that one springs off, we can talk about that too.
Talk about it. Oh, listen, you're welcome. You don't have to knock. Just come on in, put your feet up, and let's just do what we do, man. You family to me, brother, and I really mean that, man. So it's definitely all love. So the last question I always like to ask everybody: what was the last song you listened to?
The last song I listened to was actually some unreleased material from one of my bands.
Awesome.
The gentlemen in Rivet Skull have us shopping a release right now.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
And that record is fire, dude. It's fire. And so we're out there hustling that thing around, trying to get it, you know, in imprint. And then once we get it in imprint, we're going to light the torches and let it rip.
Do what you guys are doing, man. Yo, man, once again, salute to you brothers, man. Y'all handle the business, man. Love to you guys, most definitely. Well, is there anything else that you would like to say? You want to, you know, you might want to get something off your chest or whatever. You can say it, but really just give the people your information so they can come check you out if they need to, man.
I mean, you can always find our band at toycalledgodband.com, or you can find me on Facebook, Patrick Donovan. I'm super easy to find. As far as, you know, band socials, this, that, and the other, I ain't even tripping on that. Listen to our Spotify or whatever platform you want, Amazon, Apple Music, whatever. We're on all of them. Find us, share it with your friends. Find us on YouTube. Check out our videos. Thank you for having us on. Check out distilledentertainment.com. Check out our roster of artists. We have a bunch of heavy hitting bands, whether you're in the punk rock, hard rock, death metal, thrash metal, etc. We got it all. We got a nice fat plate you can check out over there.
Yes,
all our bands do the real work. If you want to do the real work, check out Distilled Entertainment. You'll be on tour before you know it.
That's right, indeed. That's the way. Listen, that's what I'm talking about. That's what you do, man, indeed. But once again, thank you so much, my brother. I really, really appreciate you. And this has been a great time, man. I always have a great time, man, but I love great conversation because I like to run my mouth too. And I'm enjoying this podcast thing so much, man. I'm telling you, I really enjoy it. And then having great people like you on here is just adds to it, man. It's icing on the cake for me, man.
Well, I completely appreciate you. I thank you. And if you ever need some guests, I know some bands.
Dude, listen, listen, you and Relent always know it's wide open for you whenever. You guys don't even have to really ask. Just let me know what's up. We're good. We're family, bro.
All right, man. I appreciate you, fam.
Yes, indeed.
All love.
All right, it's all love. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, you know who it is. It is yours truly, the Lord. Gotta give that good pause for it. Nelson, that is, yes, indeed, from the podcast Live and Loud with the Lord on the CMS Network with 5 Royals Entertainment. Yes, indeed. And that guy right there, you see him, man. PD, Mr. Patrick Donovan, Mr. Patrick Donovan. One more time, Mr. Patrick Donovan from the amazing band, Toy Cole John. Yeah. I appreciate you, my brother. Dude. Hey, man, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you.
Sick.
Thought enters your head, set your life on track, make a change and flip the switch, just spark down and light the fire. When you're down, it's hard, you gotta catch your break. So take one swing and push life in the face. When you're down, it's hard, you gotta catch your break. So take one swing and push life in the face.
I am the Lord, Nelson, that is.